Hello Linux lovers, my name's Wimpy, welcome to my world. So after the last bit of interest in Retro Home, it's time to turn my attention back to another project, which is Quickemu, which is the sort of hypervisor wrapper for running Windows, Linux, Mac OS on in VMs on desktop Linux. So I haven't actually looked at that GitHub project in any detail for about 2 weeks. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to find. Literally going to go through the issues, the pull requests, and try and get as much of that sorted out as possible today and get a new release out encompassing, ideally, hopefully there'll be some PRs adding new features or fixing bugs, and I'm going to review some of the issues and see what bugs and things I can fix. Good morning, Yannick, how are you? Oh, that's disappointing, that didn't fire, and yet all of that stuff was working here. So hang on a minute, let me push this button here. So I can trigger it remotely, here. So there's some breakage between Atom and Twitch, it would seem. Let's have a look. They're all green. Oh well, at least I have a convenient way of firing those if they don't go off automatically now. How you doing, Yannick? So something we need to discuss, Yannick, is moving Quickemu into the Quickemu project organization. A retro home image, you say? Well, maybe this evening there'll be a live stream where we put something out there. Although, based on what I've seen of your kit, you'll need to add a hat module and stuff. But there's no reason why that couldn't be rolled in as a device configuration into Retro Home. Okay, so you need to, well, you don't need to merge the PRs. If you migrate the project, if we transfer the project rather than just like fork it, all of the issues and pull requests will come over with it. So that's how I did Quickemu itself. Speaking of which, let's head over to that. So I'm already pushing the wrong buttons. Right, let's go here. Here is the project here on GitHub. So far, we have Quickemu moved over here, and Quickemu icons. I tell you what, Yannick, your conversation about retro stuff, if you're able, join tonight's stream, and I can show you where in Retro Home you can do the appropriate enablement. I've broken things out a bit more conveniently, should make it much easier to contribute to. So I'll be going over that later. So we've got the icon project here. Oh, you've done it already. Okay, very good. I mean adding it to Retro Home as a supported device. Hey Luke, how you doing? So let's have a look. What have we got here? Oh dear, 24 issues. That's about double where I left it before. Hopefully those are going to be easy to fix. And then some pull requests. So let's just take a quick look down the issue list. Rocky Linux is missing a bit. Okay, well I'm guessing if Phil filed that, he's also put the fix in for it. Trouble with Intel graphics. Okay. How to install through a deb. Well, what's this one about? Since I'm not a super user, so I can't. So is there any deb? Yes, there is. Hang on. Yes, I think we can answer this one. We'll do this one now. So we'll go to here, we'll open a new tab with the README, and we'll say installing Quickemu here, copy, and we'll say yes. Can be installed via see the documentation here. There we go. Comment. Oh, and I'll close that one because that is, in fact, the solution. So, I don't really like dealing with I don't know how to use my computer requests in GitHub issues. That's like not the point of the thing. It's tell me about bugs, not about your inability to use it. Normally I close those with come and join our Discord and ask questions there. Trouble with installing. Okay. Looks like the Fips is super active here. Oh, now that one worked. Hello, Takov. How you doing? How curious is that? So that didn't work for Yannick, but it's working fine just now. It's a good way to get my attention, that, isn't it? Oh, okay. You've got your daughter. Okay, fair enough. Yannick, I see. Okay, so add Debian. What's this? Why not Debian? Why are you shouting? What does that even mean? Okay. Debian support. Okay, let's have a look at what this is then. I see. Oh, so that's what they're complaining about. Honestly, some people, very shouty, aren't they? Right, well that's good, because I have been thinking that Debian should probably be in here, and that's good to see. So, we'll deal with that in a bit, and the shouty man. I'm assuming it's a shouty man. Atom liked you. Yeah, generally it's quite reliable these days. Comp file documentation. Expected. And their syntax. Okay. That is all documented as well. Building man pages. Wow. Cool. Phil's all over it, isn't he? Check this out. Nice. Okay. So we've got loads of good stuff from Phil going on here. Wow, some people. Nothing, eh? It'd be a good idea. Yeah, okay, cool. All these people who can't install macOS. You name. Illegal operation. What are they running on? Oh, they're running on ancient macOS bash. So they're trying to run Quickemu on macOS, I think. Well, okay, that one is they need to do some stuff. Then we've got Debian support here. Closed with that. Okay, so we've got a couple we can deal with there. Okay, there's quite a lot of activity here. Regolith. Okay, not sure about that one yet. Does not even load with EFI. Let's see. They're on Arch, and that's because Arch doesn't build the stuff with EFI, so I can't do anything about that. They don't have a secure boot EFI firmware. What's this? I think I'll have to come back to that one. That one going to require a bit more investigation, possibly. Feature request Raspberry Pi images. Have we had that feature request before? No, we haven't. Well, I have from Yannick, of course. Never bothered to read the documentation. Yes, add full delete. So that was something that Mark requested. And this I don't think is feasible. And I've said as much here. So I think I know what all of those are. So what's this? Only the first 4 characters of strings display. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I need to pull in some WSL expertise on this, but I'm not going to attempt to fix that one yet. Okay. Cannot boot Windows 10 or 11 with the spice display. Yes. That one, I don't know how to resolve that. Have you thought about having a round table conversation on stream? That would be neat. For what is it you're requesting there, Takov, exactly? I'm not quite sure I understand. Right, okay, so let's go through the pull requests and get as many of these in as possible. Add, so that one we can't merge. Add Oracle Linux support. Okay, goodness, that is a lot of commits. You should probably add it to the README as well. So Phil has been reviewing this. Right, okay. Let's have a little look, see what we've got. Raspberry Pi, VM Pi. So what's this got to do with a round table conversation, Takov? What's the running Pi images in VMs? What's the round table conversation regarding? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, okay. So this has got Oracle stuff and some Rocky Linux stuff in it. Which is curious. Okay. Well, let's get that one merged, because why not? Oh, that's 2 different things. Okay. So what's the round table? What's the round table thing? Why is Twitch pestering me about adverts, honestly? That's that one done. So let's get the next PR in. Add Debian support. Bet this won't merge now. It does. Excellent. Okay. So let's rebase and merge that. Excellent. Now let's go and see the issues here where... Woo, hello. Who's this? Hello, Paddy. How you doing? It's a great way to get my attention. That works very well. So Takov is suggesting a round table talk would be just a general conversation in voice. Oh, right, yeah. What, and have other people from the community come and join in? That sort of thing. Is that what you're suggesting? Not necessarily. Has to serve a purpose. Keep explaining this concept. I'm interested in what you're proposing here. I just want to understand what you've got in mind. I mean, I've had Yannick on as a voice guest in the past, and obviously when we do the gaming stuff where there's a whole group of us, I'm more than happy to, you know, do group streaming, either, you know, join with a camera or join by voice. You know, if we've got I don't know, what is it, to work on a particular thing together, or to discuss a topic, or just to do a sort of AMA type thing. What? Yeah, elaborate more. I'm interested in these ideas. Right, where was the shouty person about Debian? Let's do that. Right, so that's one less issue there. Oh, I'm off. Where am I? And there we go. Let's close that one. Off screen. There we go. So, Takeoff says, something like a community conversation regarding the projects like Quickemu and other. Yeah, I'm up for this idea. I tell you what, do you wanna discuss this with me in the Discord, and we'll try and like figure out, not in great detail, but figure out a format of this idea, and we could totally do this, and we could even make it like a scheduled spot, like on this day at this time, this stream will be one of these, whatever we call this, and we can do them on like a weekly basis or something. And I say we, I mean collectively, you know, everyone can participate and join in. Right, let's see, what else have we got to fix here? Turn off. Oh, yes. Is this what I think it is? It absolutely is. Awesome. Okay, so this issue, this is the big one. This has been such a pain. So we've got, is it Charlie to thank for this, who figured it out? Well, he mentioned the solution in Discord. Oh, okay. And this turns off the hibernation, and then so okay, so it's this cowboy general that's actually come up with the solution and the fix. This is terrific. Okay, this is a big deal. This is the missing piece. Wonderful. We'll say. There we go. And we will rebase this in. So, Takeoff, we could call it the Ubuntu podcast. No, we absolutely can't call it the Ubuntu podcast. It is not the Ubuntu podcast without all of the former. You have to get the band back together for it to be the Ubuntu podcast. Right then. That's why I thought this was not a good idea. No, I think it's a good idea. So, what's Keck? So what, Paddy? What's that question? I'm not sure I follow. Bring them in. I can't compel them. Add kvm-osx. What's this? I never even heard of it. Let's go and find out. A Linux, of course it's based on Arch Linux. Everything's Arch these days, in case you didn't know. It was to Takeoff. Okay. So, it's a term from World of Warcraft. Okay. Ah. Okay. Well, it looks pretty. Why not? Welcome one, welcome all. Okay, so we know what it is now. I think this will work, as you need to find a way. Oh, not work. Okay, so this is Phil commenting. Updates this PR. Will at least work for now. I'm not sure if that one's ready. Let's have a look. Find a better source. Okay. Okay, have a logo. Okay. Thanks for making the required changes. Oh, and now, of course, it doesn't merge. Oh, that's disappointing because I've put so much effort in already. Right, we'll let that run. Well, obviously, we can't do anything about that one now. That's disappointing. Building man pages. Okay. I'm rubbish at man pages, says Phil. Aren't we all? Via pandoc and a stolen makefile. Feel free to help improve or replace entirely with something far better. Well, having something is better than having nothing. If you have pandoc, then run make to build locally. So I'm going to have a think about this. In fact, I don't think I'm going to merge this yet. Because although this is a valuable feature, I want to do a release today. And if we've got these man pages in here, then I'm going to have to update the Debian packaging, and that's more work than I've got time for today. So I think we'll sit on this and we'll get this into the next release. Initial Gen 2 support. Gosh, when running I get some errors. Heads up icon wizards. Okay, that doesn't look like it's... That doesn't merge, and it doesn't look like it's ready. Mainly pacification of shell check. Okay, let's have a little look at what's changed here. Okay, well that's sensible. What's this in getting Android? Okay, that's fine. Okay, also fine. Okay, that makes sense. I'm just checking why the double quotes are in here. Hey Diddle Dan. Hey, good news Diddle Dan. Just merged a PR that fixes the intermittent booting for Windows by updating the unattended XML. If you just go and have a look at the XML, the unattended XML in the project, see the last commit. If you could just give me another thumbs up on that, make sure there's nothing else that needs changing there. Basically disables hibernation support with inside Windows, which is what's causing the fast boot stuff to go screwy every other boot, apparently. So I've merged it because it looks like the right solution, but you'll know better than me. Good morning, by the way. Okay, so I'm just going to merge that. Because what have we got? It's updating Zorin, Android. It's just some double quoting here and there. It all looks fine. What's this one? Version. Yeah, okay. So let's get that merged. And viewer pull requests, add Alma. This probably won't go in because, yeah, everything is now... There's been so many changes to QuickGet, it won't. Missing Rocky in the final catalogue. Yeah, so I thought that there was going to be an additional change for that. There we go. That makes sense. So we can rebase and merge that. Excellent. Okay. So Danny says, that sounds like the answer. Previously, I tried re-enabling the S3 support, but we had... yeah, I had already researched it, the S3 stuff, and it looks like Arch in particular doesn't work unless you outright disable it through the hypervisor. But then it worked, you know, it continues to work fine on Ubuntu, and looking into it, the EFI firmware published in Arch is missing a bunch of features and capability, not least the fact they don't actually have a full secure boot version of the firmware. So, you know, it could just be a quirk of Arch, but so I've made it a conditional. That disabling of S3 only happens on Arch Linux now by introspecting the firmware that's being used to see if it's a secure boot secure boot capable firmware, and if it isn't, and it's in the right path for Arch, then it assumes you're running it on Arch, so therefore it does the S3 disablement only on Arch, because as far as I can tell, that's the only distro that's quirky about it. Right, okay, so we've merged everything that we can. None of these will merge now, and the man pages, I'm going to catch up with Phil on that a little bit, because I do seem to remember there is a project where you can write your man pages in Markdown and it will generate man pages from the Markdown. And my feeling is none of us want to deal with Groff or Pandoc. And so we could probably, take the content that's been written and then focus on writing the man pages as Markdown, and then they're a bit more reusable, because maybe one day we'll have a website, and if we've got Markdown man pages, then that's a million times better than anything else. So I forget the name of the renderer that does that though, but we should probably look into that. So let's have a look at that man page thing, just to see how Phil's going about this. So they are .1 files and a make file. So it looks like this is exactly what Phil is doing. Look at this. He's got Markdown man pages. Brilliant. And then those get converted into man pages. Well, that's ideal. I think maybe Phil should put his name on the authorship of these, seeing as though he actually did all the hard work. But that is wonderful. Right, okay, I'll catch up with Phil on that later. So, Danny says, speaking of one day we'll have a website, I made one, for Ubuntu accomplishments. Also, that reminds me, there's something I need to do, isn't there? I need to run Ubuntu accomplishments on an ARM device. I need to, am I organized enough to do that now? I don't know that I am. Maybe I'll have a look once I've got all this stuff done, see if I can do that. You made one for the Ubuntu accomplishments org. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I gently asked Luke if he would take a look at making a mega simple, because I think the Quickemu website can just be a single page. It doesn't need to be too fancy. I think a single page with some nice pictures and lots of pink, and that'll be good for a landing place. I want to make a slightly more comprehensive website for Retro Home, because that's going to have downloads for, in air quotes, different devices. Single page is what you did for Ubuntu accomplishments. Nice. Yeah. I'd like to do the Quickemu one as a Quickemu project site, all done through, GitHub. So, just super simple. Right, let's go back to the issues and see what's outstanding. So all of these people with macOS. So that's a duplicate. We'll just close this one with a reference to the existing closure. So let's open that in a new tab. Find the one about VRAM size on macOS. Where is it? There we go. It's 211. So we will just go in here and say let's actually put a hash in there, shall we? That'll probably work a bit better. Comment and close. So the VRAM size is it's not how the virtual VRAM works. You cannot allocate more VRAM than it needs. and internally it allocates 64 meg or a maximum of 64 meg, and the VM will just grab what it needs, so it never reports the actual amount. Trouble installing macOS Monterey. Yeah, okay, they haven't actually given us any of the information that we ask for in the template. So let's say this is not an invalid. There's the okay, I'll come back to that. Quickemu conf documentation, so we know what that is. I think this may be fails for all languages containing brackets. Spaces work when quoted, but not any with brackets. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so that we definitely need to give some attention. We'll have to think about that. Okay. God dear. What's this? Yeah, so they appear to be running the I'm not going to dig into that one yet. That looks like somebody's trying to use QuickGet on macOS. Add Debian support. That has been done now, right? Didn't we just do that? So let's go. I think there was a reference in here because Phil did it. Closed with that one. Yep. Hash 243. Oh dear. Is now merged. So close with comment. Hey Paul, how you doing? Just close it. No, I like to go back to those ones that are people struggling to install for different reasons. I usually, because they're not bugs necessarily, sometimes they're not bugs in Quickemu, I will close it and say, this isn't a bug in the project, but come to this Discord channel and, we can help you there. Because for support things, come to Discord, but for bugs and issues, then we'll deal with that here. So I will send people. Oh, nice. Got day off. That's rather lovely. Hey, Paul. We've got a fantastic advent calendar. It is a different boutique tea bag every day of Advent. How do you like the sound of that? This morning's was aniseed and cinnamon tea, which is not my cup of tea, it turns out. I'll try and take a picture and send that out, but that's rather good fun. So I've got that one. And my wife has got a different kind of pork scratching advent calendar. So yeah, the things that you can find. Add the full delete option. I wonder if I've got time to do this today. Show quick somewhere. Show Quickemu somewhere in the... Oh, this is in the packaging. This is an interesting one because the Debian Lintian, I think it's called, actually flags if you mention the name of the package in the description of the packages, which is why it's not in there. There is an advent calendar for everything. Yes, it turns out there is. Yeah, a beer one, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, okay, so that's obviously a massive new feature, and it is interesting. And then the full delete option. This was something I discussed with Mark and Yannick in the Quickemu issues. So we discussed changing delete to two variations, one with delete disk and one with delete VM. Let's have a think. We could probably do that. Hey, King Egypt, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. How are you today? Yes, I'm a fan of breakfast tea as well, Paddy. That's what I drink actually. Twinings breakfast tea at all times of day. A measure of whiskey each day for Christmas. Tea Direct. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I'll have to take a look at that. We're rather spoiled here because they provide lots of different teas and coffees and what have you. So here I get a variety to choose from. Right, okay. Shall I have a bash at this? Let's have a go. Let's have a go. So let's go here. And I'm in the wrong virtual screen. There we go. Let's pull down all of that stuff we've just merged, which was all in quickget. Hang on a minute. That can't be right. Oh yes, no, that is right, because quickget generates the XML. Okay. So, oh, your Pi 2.0 just arrived. I had two Pi 2.0s arrive yesterday, and I have another two arriving today, hopefully. So I had the headed ones arrive yesterday and unheaded ones coming today. I found several different organizations selling them, where it's like one per customer. I need three, but you know, I want one extra for whatever the next thing might be. So I've got 4 coming in total, and I have 2, but I actually need the unheaded ones most urgently. So Takov says, would it be useful to have a check feature in Quickemu to show if a device is capable? Yeah, so that's something that we've discussed in the past. So Mark suggested a couple of things. One was to validate the VM configuration. So the Quick GUI can just make a call to Quickemu and basically ask, does this VM configuration check out? Is it healthy? And then whilst thinking about that, I thought we should have another one, which is the system capable of actually running Quickemu? So we've got that big long list of requirements that's documented, but we don't do very much actual checking that those things exist before it launches into running. So maybe writing a function that goes and says, well, what have we got available and how much of Quickemu is going to work, having that as a feature for Quickemu to basically, like, they can work, you know, call to Quickemu and say, is the system capable of running virtual machines, and just give a binary yes no answer based on what we can see. And then also using that same function before we even try to do anything at the command line, and then like presenting it a thing that says, actually you need to go away and install these things before you're in a position to get going. So yeah, you're right, that would be a useful feature to have, and is something that definitely needs writing and adding. We're getting to the point now where the project has got enough interest and traction that we need to start sort of, you know, smoothing off some of those rough edges, because at the moment we've really just been focused about the compatibility of the VMs and the downloader, but now I think we need to start you know, putting some finesse around, you know, the invocation of these things. But yeah, it's a good idea for sure. Feel free to add a ticket to the GitHub to, for each of those if you've got the time to do so. Right then, so let's go and look at Quickemu, because I think that's where the delete bit will live. Let's minimize you. So if we go way down here somewhere, that's the snapshot handler. And then we've got delete, we've got disk delete. And so I think we'll rename these things. So first of all, let's create a different way of working with this. We've got delete, and that's all. So I think what we'll do is we'll actually just make it like this. We'll make delete, and then we'll add, because we'll reuse what we've got here. So we'll add delete. This is going to become delete disk, and we'll add the double version delete disk, like so. And we'll change that to delete disk. And then this one will change to delete VM, which is going to blow away the whole thing. I just got to poke Darth Vader in the eye then. I had to press escape. So that, I think, will add the necessary flags. We'll then go up to the usage very quickly. He says very quickly. Where is it? Maybe it's not at the top at all. There it is. So we'll change this to delete disk and delete VM. Delete the disk image and EFI variables is what that does. And we'll say delete the entire VM and its configuration. Let's make it clear what that's doing. So those are going to be our two features, and I think we've got a thing here, function delete. There it is. So I'm going to invert this and change this to delete disk. So we'll change that. I get to give Darth Vader a poke again. So Paddy says you should consider renaming the two projects. No, I don't know that we're going to do that. So Quickemu's kind of out there now. People know that name. It's become surprisingly popular in a short amount of time. So we've got Quickemu, we've got Quick Icons, and we've got Quick GUI, I think, and Quick Get, which is, you know, part of it. So I quite like that. You know, they're quite simple names. So let's just copy that, and we'll create a delete VM. So where we've got the VM dir, we can probably just that could be the same. That probably could be broken out into a separate thing. Disk image not found, doing nothing. So we don't need to know whether there's a disk image. We just need to know if there is a virtual machine directory. Is that a thing? If so, delete that thing. That whole thing is done, deleted. Replace that here. So it didn't find the directory, so it's doing nothing. And consequently, that is inside a hang on, I've got a... Is that not right? Have I got a quote missing on something? Yeah, I do. Don't need that. So actually there's a conditional error here, so that should be inside here. Like that. Oh. There we go, I've got the same issue there as well. That's good, okay. So let's make that a new function called is going to be that. We'll do VM name. Okay. So we can now remove that from here. If that was successful, then we can do a delete shortcut. I don't need big quotes. And we can do the same here. So we've folded that code together. And down here we need to change delete disk around.
Thank you for the follow, Jalapeno.
Thanks very much for the follow, Jalapeno. Is that? You can see we're close there. 773 out of the target 777. That was Danny's idea for a cute Linux tie-in joke there. Consider renaming the two projects. Okay, the current name scheme reminds me a bit of Quickly that used to exist for Ubuntu. What is that? A GUI creation tool, Quickly. So, delete disk, delete VM. If delete disk is equal to 1, then delete disk. Delete VM. Okay. So that is got those, but I need one last piece here. VM name. I need to VM. So in delete VM, I actually need to do one last thing, which is rm VM. I think is the right solution. I think that will do everything. So we remove everything in its directory, which is the disk images, the EFI, ISOs, even the whole shooting match, and then the config itself. Okay, and then if there's a shortcut, we'll delete that too. Okay, so let's go and try this. Let's grab ourselves a terminal. Let's make font a bit bigger in the terminal. And let's go to where my virtual machines live. Is there anything in here that I can throw away? No. Not really. Okay, let's think about this. Let's do Quick get. What's going to be quick to provision? We've got quite the choice now. Who downloads fast? Well, let's just blow away Impish. I don't think there's anything important in there. So VM, Ubuntu Mate, impish.conf -- delete disk. VM is unknown. Is it? Oh, is that just implied? There we go. Is not a recognize. Oh, quick get. Try that again. So we've deleted the disk, and now I should be able to say delete VM. And that didn't work. So what have I got wrong there? EQ. Oh. Did it actually delete it? Well, the deletion bit works, but something is wrong there, so we'll just go and check that.
Thank you for the follow, Romako2.
Hey Romako, thanks for stopping by and thank you for the follow. Hello, what name's that? Indie Monkey? Hello and welcome. Right, let's just go and fix that. So that's going to be way down. So the actual VM deletion, did it get both parts? Let's just check. We got the VM's gone and the config's gone. So it's done exactly what we need. We've just got a little issue around the conditional here. So what have I got wrong here? Delete. What's wrong with that? What have I missed there? That doesn't look wrong. Delete. Oh. Do I need to set? Yes. That's not the bug, I don't think. But that will definitely help. Good morning, Indie Monkey. Welcome. So what was this complaining about? EQ. Have I set delete VM? Delete VM equals 1. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's cheat the system a little bit. Let's touch test.conf and make test. We'll then run our delete VM with test. No disk underscore img defined. My validations are a bit aggressive. img equals. I'm going to cheat it some more. Test.conf. No. Test. Test.img. That'll work. I think. Oh. There we go. So that didn't throw the error, so I did just need to initialize those variables. And if we... Yes, because that was going through, that was falling through, and that variable wouldn't have existed or have been set. So that's why it was throwing an error. Okay. And if I look here, we don't have test. Okay, that's good. So we can get that committed up. 1,000 lines of shell. Yes, it's a bit of a meme around here that I write everything as shell scripts, but this is a 2 shell script project. This is a wrapper around Quickemu, the hypervisor. So this is a really simple way to run VMs on Linux, and we have Quickemu, which is the thing that actually runs and manipulates the VMs, and then we have another thing called quickget, which is also about 1,000 lines long as well, I think. Let's have a look. Just over 1,500 now. And that does a different job. And in fact, let's run it now, because if you're new here, you may not have seen this stuff before. But we're going to do quickget, and I want to, well, there we go. We want to get Solus, which is a Linux distribution, and we want to get the 4.3 version with the Mate desktop. So we run that, and this will not only download the ISO images, but create the VM configuration for you. So you've got 2 commands. Go and get me my OS, which works for a bunch of Linux and BSD projects, and also Windows and Mac OS, multiple versions of Windows and Mac OS. Creates those VMs, and then you can run them. So it's 2 commands on the command line, or if you prefer a graphical user interface, then we have this project as well, which is Quickegu, which is a Flutter UI created by Yannick and Mark. And the icons are all part of this sort of, suite of projects. So I can manage my existing virtual machines. I've got one running here on a different workspace. This is my VM that I build all my Raspberry Pi images in. And I can, in fact, as it's running, what I'll do is I'll just go and close the GUI now.
Thank you for the follow, Amit.
Let's just zap off there. So I've just closed the UI on this. I wonder if it will know. No, because it knows it's running. So I'm going to click open the UI, and there it is. I think that's appeared on the right screen. It has. So this is opened, connected to the running VM, and opened the UI. And now this is my VM where I build my Raspberry Pi images. So I can just close that, view on that VM down. It says if I click on the right virtual machine, virtual workspace. So these are the machines I have, and I can just start them from here as well. So I could start my Windows 10. Here it is. And then this is my Windows 10 VM booting up from Quickegu. And this problem, this freezing here, we've just fixed in the master branch. So we're going to put out a new release of Quickemu now with this fix to stop this from breaking. So we'll actually close that. We can terminate that VM from here, and now we can run it. So, oh, Yannick, I think there's a bug here. I'm trying to stop the VM, and it keeps coming back. There we go. I'll leave that one with Yannick. Anyway, and then behind the scenes, we've got this, this download's just about done. So we'll let that run, and then we'll actually run this distro. So there we go. So downloads does a integrity check. So all of these distros get checked, and the OSs as well, if they're genuine, and then it tells you what to do to run it. So I'll actually use the new version of Quickemu, because this will help test that the changes that we've just made are good. So we're going to be running the Solus 4.3 mate.conf. I got that right, 4.3. There we go. So this will now start up that VM, he says. Curiously, it's not starting it up. Why not? Well, that's new. Or different. I'm just going to start another VM by hand, because that should have worked, and it didn't. Unless, of course, there is an issue with the Solus image itself. So how does the licensing work for Windows and Mac OS? It's proceed without a license key for doing Windows and then activate it with your own license, and for Mac OS it's Hackintosh terms. Basically, you're on your own.
Broken Kernel.
Hey Broken Kernel, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. So let's just start up another VM here. I've got one for my devil machine. So this isn't coming up at all. That's curious. I'm going to have to take a little look at this, because I wonder if I've had updates that have changed the behavior, because that's not actually starting the VM at all. I'll tell you what, let's start it with Spice. Nope, that's not starting it either. So that the disk for this machine is empty, and it's not getting past that. What's going on here? This is new. What did I break? I don't know that I've broken anything, Danny. I'm wondering. I did notice a few days ago there was updates in Impish for Quickemu, and I wonder if something has changed. So what's curious is,
thank you for the follow, Devor _.
Thanks for the follow. One more. One more. We're nearly there. Nearly at 777. Although the joke's over at that point. I'm not sure where we go from there. So what could that be? I am currently using this to run a machine. Oh yes, 177. Yeah, that's a long way away, I think, Danny. So, let's just think about this. Yeah, that's the there it is.
Thank you for the follow, Madasaurus.
There we go, Madasaurus. Thanks very much. You are the winner. Oh, and the alert didn't fire, of course. Let's do that alert by hand, because here we go. There it is. We've done it. 777. So there's the joke. Typical that it wouldn't go off by hand, but now Atom has these handy buttons, so if it doesn't go off automatically, like that one, so there, that one didn't go off, so I can do tacobs as well. Right then, so I can click these buttons manually when they don't go off now, but it's weird that there's still not, there's some sort of, I think they know that there's an issue with the Twitch APIs. Right, okay, what the heck am I going to do about this? Oh, hey, it's just come back. Audio driver Spice does not support, that's fine. NetDev, no such... Wow, what's all of this then? No such file or device. Could not set up the host forwarding rule. Oh. Oh, so it was timing out on negotiating the SSH port. Well, okay then. That's interesting. Alright, well let's investigate that. Let's see if we can figure that out. So, that did get changed recently, because that did used to be random, but it then became... what's the word? Somebody submitted a patch which meant it would always increment predictably. I'll tell you what, let's just comment out anything to do with the SSH port forwarding and make sure that this still works regardless of that. So let's find SSH. Oh. There's not too many, fortunately. Oh. Oh, I'm in quick-get, that'll be why. Okay, so here's the bit. So it looks through this port range and will automatically redirect. So I think we'll just... So we set that bit. So I think what we'll do is we'll just comment this out for the time being and proceed without the automatic SSH and just make sure that the VMs can come up. Then we can, if we isolate that as the problem, so we won't use Spice. There we go. So that's brought the VM up straight away. It's on the wrong screen. I'll bring it down. So here it is. Here it wants to install because it's an empty disk in that VM. So we'll just kill that. We'll now start it with Spice, which should also work just fine. And there it is. That appears on the right screen. So let's check out. Let's see if Quickemu can kill that now, because that should still be running in the background technically. There it is. So let's stop it. Does that stay stopped? Yeah, it does. Okay. Windows keeps coming back to life though. Okay. Okay, so what's going on with this SSH stuff then? Why is that not cycling through? So the Spice port is incrementing because that we've just used Spice. Spice uses the same mechanism. Oh, look at chat. Oh, right. There's a hyphen that shouldn't be there on the port number. Is there now? Let's have a look. So you can use those channel point redemptions, Danny, to get my attention. Flash up one of those animations. Oh, someone's trying to do confetti as well, which didn't go off. I don't think. I didn't see it go off. Did it go off? Should we do that one by hand as well? It looks like this. Hello. Right then. So let's just uncomment this and let's go and look at these port forwards here. No, that looks correct to me. On the net equals line. Yeah, no, that's the correct format, I believe. I mean, it's been like that since the beginning, so and then the Spice port that we were just using uses the same method to get the port that it should bind to, but it doesn't have to forward anything, of course. So there's no net. So maybe that line is wrong. But like I say, it's been like that since the beginning. I wonder if the syntax has changed in a newer version of Quickemu. Well, let's go and find out. Curious. Hang on a minute. No, we know that this is. No, we don't. We don't know that this is right. Okay. So, there we go. That's precisely what I'm doing, right? Gosh. There we go. So, This is precisely what we're doing, right? And then the port we're going to, yeah. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm sure that that syntax is correct. I think what... well, let's save that. Let's run it again. We've got the... we've got that SSH code enabled again. And now it's stuck here. It is stuck at this point. So let's go and look at where here it is jamming. Is it here? So let's just comment that out. We'll just make a hard code SSH port to be that, and then we'll know whether it's that method that is causing a problem. Straight through. So it is, it's the enumeration of the available TCP ports that's holding it up. So let's go and look at that and try and figure out why. Oh, that was a bit alarming. Thought my machine had locked up then. Right then, let's so we know that it all works if we provide this. So the issue appears to be here. So let's just move this down here. And before we do any of this gubbins, we'll need to change that as well in a moment, so we might as well put that change in there. We'll just do that. We'll do exit there, and we'll do echo. That. So we'll go and just run that on its own. So that's just stuck. So let's now go and have a look at get port and see. I know there's been changes to this. Why? Is it this that no longer works then? So let's just do that. Okay, so that returns because it will have cycled through the list with no port number coming back. So something to do with this is different. I wonder if that's necessary. That jams it. Okay, so let's go and run this by hand now. Is the port already bound? That is probably why I was doing it randomly, isn't it? Yeah. That's why think you're right, Danny. I think that's why I was doing it randomly originally, and why this change that I accepted was the wrong thing to do. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and that. Oh, cannot access. Really? Oh. Well, that's interesting. Maybe I'm just going to have to rethink this solution. Okay. Okay. Then I think what we'll do for the moment... Can you reproduce this, Danny? I mean, have you got the means to test this? I'm just thinking this was working. I've got a machine booted that was using this technique, but it would have grabbed the first port. So... yeah. But why is that not there? That was... there's something... how peculiar. Okay, I'm going to have to come up with another mechanism of determining whether a port is available or not. So I think what we'll do is we will temporarily... let's just go and mop up our mess. Let's undo those changes. Down here, we'll get rid of that. We'll do the SSH thing. And we'll just... we'll basically do this. It's a bashism. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. So, let's do... oh, there we go. Okay. So, 0... there we go, and it's blocked because that one's in use. So that's what's happening is it gets blocked. So yeah. So I think this is the issue, is that when I was picking the ports at random, there was less chance it would enter this blocking state. But now you only have to run 2 VMs concurrently, and you're guaranteed you're going to see this problem on the second VM. Okay. So I need a better solution because this blocks. So we've got a link here. I wonder if there's a solution to this. I'm wondering actually if this might have been the reference where I got this idea from. Wow, okay, there's some funky stuff you can do here. Get a port scan. Okay. Okay. IP port. Right, used ports. Yeah, I could do, but then that's a bit more. The whole idea behind the configuration is that it was intended to be as stateless as possible. So, like netstat.rss can output, yeah, colliding with random. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. So if we break this down. If we take that and just adapt it slightly. So echo to 127.0.0.1, and then they've got a pipe here, so that's curious. I wonder if this is going to help. So I wonder if we do this. Oh, hang on. What have I missed there? Oh, because they've got that in a do, so we don't need... Oh, maybe that's because it's in a subshell. Maybe that's what works. Ah, it is. So they're doing it in a subshell. So if I do 2222... No, that's not. Let's try. Oh, bother. Am I am in Bash. What have I missed? I don't think I need that, do I? We need just that. But what if I do that? No. So that's jammed. If I do it as a substyle, also jammed. So that doesn't change anything. Can I cheat? Nope. Okay. So, well, I think maybe the dirty solution is to revert this to doing a random selection, because that will at least mitigate the solution somewhat. In fact, let's put this fix me up here. Not fix me, get port. There we go. Something like this. So timeout 1. Okay. Let's take what you've got there. go to the shell, paste that in, hopefully. Okay, so timeout 1, bash. So I'm going to have to, because it's been quoted funny. So we'll change those variables in a moment. Echo port is closed. So we'll just remove the variables from here. And we'll change that to be hard-coded. And the port number is going to be 12345 for the moment. What have we got there? That's got quote on the end we don't need. Port closed, connection refused. Okay, so let's try the problematic one. And it blocks. Ah, but then comes back. Tack off. Nice one. There we go. So let's do that again. And now let's just echo the return code, which is 0. That's not what we want, is it? Because if we do 333... Oh, actually, no, it's fine, because we know we can evaluate whether it worked or not. So we don't need a return code anymore. Okay, so let's pull this. Do I even need the run it through bash? Can I get away with this? Oh, I forgot to put a thing on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connection refused. Port closed. Hang on, it's always coming back. Port closed. That's not right, is it? Let's go back to this. Port closed. Connection refused. So the return code. Yeah, Danny. I'm there. I might not be verbalizing it, but I'm there. But the conditional's not picking this up right, is it? Because if I do they're always coming back closed, regardless of what I put in. I mean, that one is closed and it took some time. So the evaluation's not quite correct here, is it? I think these are backwards, aren't they? Let's try. It's always coming back. That's the return code of the last echo. Yeah. So let's just get rid of this. Connection refused. So that's a 1. And that's a 0. And 221. It's delayed slightly. Oh, a 124. So anything. What the heck? What are these different return codes? So connection refused comes back straight away. And that is going to be a return code of 0. Sorry, return code of 1. Okay. And if we do this with a port that we know to be in use. We get a return code of 0. Okay. So I think we're is the one we want. Yeah. Which is 1 or this weird situation where we got a 124. So anything other than 0 basically I think is the. No, it's only 1. It's only if the return code is 1. So let's take. Do I even need the bash line? Can I just do this? Yeah, I do. Okay. So we will take that. We will lift that into here. And we will comment that one out as our starting point. We will change that to port, and we will say if it is equal to 1 exactly, then we have found an available port. I think is the logic that makes sense. Only if it comes back 1. Anything else is not good. So we then need to probably do this. Well, let's just keep it as it is. Let's keep that and come back to our thing. I think I changed the code down here somewhere, didn't I? So get port. Let's leave. So it is still there. It's still there and it's enabled. So let's go and run it for real. Run that. And it's blocked for a little bit, but then it came up. So the VM's here. And we'll close that down now. And so we've got a bit of output here where it did the port scanning. And it did. It incremented until it found, one. So let's now go and try and silence all of that. By doing that. And run it again. And it takes a second, but it has brought up the VM. I'll just drag it down. There's the VM. And it found the appropriate port number just there. And the same for the Spice port number. Well done, everybody. So we don't get the connection. Yeah, so I think, Danny, I've just made the change that you're suggesting there. I think so, right? So, well done, Takov. That is a fantastic solution. I love that. Thank you very much for your help. Let's get rid of this. Let's just comment what's going on here. Make sure port scans do not block too long. So it could block for up to 10 seconds. So that's okay. I wonder if we could make that timeout smaller even. Is it only in seconds? S for seconds, minutes, hours, days. It's a floating point number. Okay, so that suggests I can actually make that timeout shorter. We could make it 0.25, for example. Let's try. And let's do that to make it clear what it's 0.25 of. And let's run our VM again. And it started up much faster. There we go. So what's a reasonable timeout on a port? I think 250 milliseconds is ample. We could probably go lower than that, maybe 100 milliseconds. It's local. It's a loopback interface that should respond in fractions of a millisecond. So I think we could found this solution while doing actual red lab. It was a restricted environment. Nice one. Nice one, Tackov. There we go. Well, thank you very much for your contribution. I think we'll just drive this down to 100 milliseconds, because for a loopback interface, which is what we're probing here, this should be more than enough, and that will mean that and the VM's come up. It's found the right port. And what that should mean is, because we have a limit on only look for 10, then the maximum delay that's going to introduce is 1 second to enumerate all of those, which seems reasonable. It doesn't seem so long that people are going to think, is this machine responding or not? Okay, that is terrific stuff. I think we'll take that. So, that's wonderful. Thank you, Tackov. Had to enumerate use ports for services without netstat. Nice. Right then. Well, there's an improvement then.
Thank you for the follow, Mosul.
Thanks, Mosul. I tell you what we'll do. We'll just change this, because we've actually now beaten our goal.
Oh, don't mind me. On a sprint retro right now.
Hey Dust, thanks for that. So what's Dust up to? On a sprint. Is that a work sprint or an atom sprint, Dust? Let's just set the goals. Let's say seeking let's go the full beans. There we go. Oops. There we go. Oh, God, I've made that entirely the wrong number. There we go. Day job. Okay. All right then. Okay, we have a fix. That was an unexpected detour, but there we go. We've fixed a bug before, hopefully before anyone else has experienced it. Right, let's get into GitKraken and get some of those bits sent up then. So what have we got here? We've got, let's add the disk delete and what have you. So we need that. We need this. We need this hunk. We won't do that yet because that will set that up as a separate bit. We'll stage that bit. And deleting disks and VMs, that's fine. We'll have that bit. And we'll take that. So this is add disk, add delete disk and delete VM options, which closes, let's just turn the chat off a second, which will close a bug. Let's see if we can find it very quick. Oops, that's the wrong window. Oh, come on. Right then. $227. Okay then, let's commit those. What about 999? System GID. We'll have to work on our ideas for the number tie-ins for sure. Right then, let's go and stage this. Make port scans non-blocking. And then lastly, we bump the version. Right then, there we go. Let's push all of that up. And let's go and check out what we've got left. So that's now closed. So how many issues have we got left? I can't see the number from there, frustratingly. That's annoying. Or here. Why is it hiding that number from me? Oh, let's turn the chat back on. Always make that mistake. Right then. That, I think, is good enough for a release. So let's go and do that thing. So this is going to be 2.3.3. Release title 2.2.3.3 and auto generate. Right then. So we'll also add new contributors. That's great. So we'll also say fix port scans to be non-blocking, and then add disk, no, delete disk, and delete VM. Let's just keep all of that. Let's do as little editing to that as possible. Let's publish this new release. Right then, awesome. Quite the group of people. So they've been in here twice. This is great. Okay, let's 18 issues remaining. 3 or 4 of those are can't install Mac OS. Right. I think I will very quickly go and generate new debs in the PPA for these now. Whoops, I didn't mean to close that terminal. Never mind. Let's just put Git Kraken there. There we go. Missed quote on delete VM. Okay, let's have a look. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right then. So let's go back to here. and very quickly we'll update the PPA with the new version. So I've just made a bit of work for Yannick and Mark there, because that feature now exists, which is something for the GUI. Now, let's think, where do I put this packaging? I do believe it's in a strange place. I should probably move this packaging to the org as well. Let's do this. I'm not ready to do that yet, right? Right, it's not too bad. It's only a couple of weeks between releases, so let's get this one built. Pull down the source table we just made. Really need to integrate this into CI/CD. Danny, is that something you fancy taking a look at? What have we got? We've got focal, impish. Oh, his suit's still an option, isn't it? I really need to up my game on some of this stuff. Instead of, shouldn't be a person's job what I'm doing right now. Even though it doesn't take very long, this is 4 things that I don't need to be typing into a computer. Right, okay. Jammy. Impish. Suit. Focal. Wow. Okay then. Thank you very much for those of you that contributed to fixing that little problem there. I really appreciate that. Why is this misbehaving? Right, let's just, I just need to change a view here. There we go. So that was ace. Thank you very much for helping with that one, Takov. That's brilliant. Solving a problem I didn't even know we had there. So that's great. So that's an extra fix I wasn't anticipating taking a look at, but that's much improved. I'm just looking through and seeing who's doing interesting stuff at the moment. Oh, that's an interesting, that's potentially interesting looking. Any friends going? Not that are English speaking, unfortunately. Okay. Well, let's try this one. Oh no, it's not English. Bother. I don't like raiding people that are not doing English language, because I derailed somebody's stream doing that recently, and I felt bad about it. What's this? Ah, here we go. This could be interesting. Okay. Got one. Let's try this out then. So, thank you very much for coming, everyone. I'm going to be streaming twice more today. I work for slim.ai. We're doing an office hours where we're going to be putting Rust in Docker containers and what have you later, and minifying them. So if you're interested in that, head to slim.ai. There's a link on that to our Discord, We're going to be doing that office hours in our Discord later. And then this evening, I'm going to be streaming again, and it's back to Retro Home. And I'm going to try and get that in a place where I can put an image out for the Raspberry Pi, a generic image, not a hardware specialized image, so that people can actually start downloading that and testing it on their own Raspberry Pis. So yeah, I'll be back on this channel later tonight UK time in about 11 hours, something like that, 10 or 11 hours, and then in about 5 hours, something like that, 3 hours maybe, for work on Slim AI. Go to Slim AI and find our Discord. Right, well, with that, I'm going to say thanks for coming, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.